Got a clip from Monica Long saying the floodgates are about to open. We're also going to watch this funny clip. Rand, who's been a very big XRP doubter, is interviewing a guest that he has on all the time, and he's actually bullish on XRP. You have to see the look on Rand's face when the guy tells him that he's bullish on XRP. It is priceless. You're not going to want to miss this. We also have a clip from Raoul Pal talking about, don't F this up. This is a different clip from his longer talk. I played a clip from that the other day. You guys really liked it. I got Scott Bassett talking about a CBDC in front of Congress. You have to hear what he has to say. Plus, we're going to get into just a few other things towards the end of the video. Let's start here.
It feels like the floodgates are going to open this year, doesn't it? I mean, so within the past week, a couple weeks, as the SOB 121 being called back or rolled back, and I mean, within, it felt like minutes, you hear from CEOs like Bank of America saying, we're all in.
There you have it, Mario. CEOs from Bank of America saying we're all in. We also can reference what happened at Davos in January of this year, where BlackRock was very outspoken about cryptocurrencies and Goldman Sachs was very outspoken about cryptocurrencies. This is a new movement. And I think that the entire Biden administration had put a clamp on this industry and told people, if you want to build and you want to interact, you better be ready for a lawsuit. So people just stayed away from it. They said, it's not worth the headache. We're not even that bullish because American markets haven't been unlocked yet.
It's going to take some time for American markets to be unlocked. You realize we have to get regulation in place to do that. First will come stablecoin regulation. They're trying to figure that out right now. And then would come digital asset regulation. I don't think that's going to take into effect until at least 2026. So are we going to miss this cycle with regulation in the US, or are we going to catch the tail end of it? It's still yet to be seen. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I hope the tariffs situation gets figured out. I got some information that's going to be released pretty soon on the economy. I think you should go watch that. That gives you a really deep dive into what you can expect. Let's go ahead and play this clip from Rand, because I started laughing. I couldn't help myself. I had to bring this to you. There is a shorter, like 26-second clip where he just talks about XRP, but you just got to see the conversation, because you don't get this very much. And anytime I could look at Rand and he's got a smug look on his face, I feels pretty good. So
it's going up. What are we buying?
Well,
Bitcoin,
obviously. I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. You know this. I've been on your show saying this. When the ETFs came out for Bitcoin, I basically was like, Bitcoin dominance is going to continue to go higher for a very long time, because I think a lot of people in crypto, especially retail crypto traders, don't understand the magnitude of institutional flows. Okay? As these institutional flows come in, they're not going to Ethereum because people can't understand what Ethereum is. It goes into Bitcoin. And as more and more of those flows go into Bitcoin, you have to be overweight Bitcoin, period. Now,
Bitcoin.
Yeah, so Bitcoin, we're short ETH. I see no reason to own it. We have it as a hedge in our portfolio. Fundamentally, I've been saying this for years now, there is no reason to own the asset. The technology itself was like the BlackBerry of smart contract platforms. There's better L1s out there. Obviously, I'm a Solana bull, but there's better L1s out there that bring real utility and use cases for mass adoption versus Ethereum.
All right, what else?
I like Solana, of course. Fundamentals are crushing it. They are 2/3 of all blockchain activity across every network, even in the slowdown that we've had over the past few months.
What else?
And I do think, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm admitting this, I think Ripple is actually a good trade. I know. Now listen, you ask me as a trader or an investor, where do I think there's upside? Part of the reason is...
Hold on. Before we get his answer, was it worth it? Do you want to see it again? Because it was great. It's great. One more time.
Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm admitting this, I think Ripple is actually a good trade. I know. Yes. Now listen, you ask me as a trader or an investor, where do I think there's upside? Part of the reason is, remember, I run a fund. Ripple is one of the most liquid assets out there.
I can't believe what I've just heard, but you heard it from the man himself.
He can't believe what he just hears because he has his head shoved up Solana's ass so far, he can't see good assets when they're right in front of him, right? He's been talking smack about XRP for years. So just to get that, I used to always listen to his show. I just couldn't take all the XRP bashing. And so to see him having someone on his show that just completely can see the trade when he clearly can't, I think it's just gold. All right. XRP will see the stars. So let me play this.
And the everything code is debasement of currency. There are only two assets that matter in the entire world. One is technology, and two is crypto. And crypto dwarfs everything else. It is the greatest performing asset in all recorded history. We've never had anything like this before. So here's Bitcoin since 2012, 130% annualized. That's including 3 gigantic drawdowns. Ethereum at 113 and Solana at 142. So, and Solana obviously starts later. So the magnitude of the returns is enormous. The volatility we have to stomach to do it is the game. And it's a matter of, I've told everybody about the don't fuck this up thesis of how to deal with volatility, how not to lose control of your tokens, because this stuff compounds over time. Bitcoin since 2012, 27.5 million % returns. Again,
Bitcoin since 2012, 27 million and a half % returns. Is that what he said?
Bitcoin since 2012, 27.5 million % returns. Again,
that ain't shabby. I think that's what everybody here is trying to do. Turn a little bit of money into a whole lot of money. I think that is the dream. I think that is the goal. And I think we will accomplish that on many different tokens that we've been talking about here over the past few years. Treasury Secretary Scott asserts that a central bank digital currency is a sign of weakness. Is it? 90% of countries are testing the technology. Is it, the US was testing the technology. Is it a sign of weakness that countries are preparing for the next, digital economy? I just don't agree with the words. I don't think Scott Bissett really understands the CBDC, but let's play it.
Sir, we believe that digital assets belong in the private sector. And my personal view is that having a central bank digital currency is a sign of weakness, not strength, because really the reason
he's got such a good reason that it left his brain momentarily. Did you see that? The reason
if there is a reserve, say a reserve manager or a foreign central bank holds US dollars, then there is a wide variety of US assets they can invest in. You would create a central bank digital currency just for ease of use because there are no good choices for underlying assets.
And so you're saying you would not be in favor of the Federal Reserve issuing such a currency?
No, sir.
I'm so happy to be working with Apex.exchange. Guys, listen, 2017, they were created. No KYC requirements. Yes, you can use them in the United States. They are a super powered DEX, $62.7 billion in total trading volume. They've almost done 90 million trades. Open interest of 17.42 million. Here is the UI. Tons of really great information at your fingertips so you can be the star trader that you are meant to be. Embark on your decentralized trading journey. If you're trading any of these high ticket cryptocurrencies, or if you're looking to trade some newer type meme coins or other AI agents, they've got you covered. Seamless multi-chain trading with low fees. They have a full suite of trading products for you as well. You can maximize your returns by only paying, and so maker is 0.002, taker is 0.005. You also have some incredible 24-hour volume. Look at this, $355 million. I have been working with Apex Exchange now for several weeks. There's up to $30,000 that you can get today in deposit, welcome earnings, and cash. Apex always has some really cool additional things that you can earn. You got to sign up, you got to deposit and earn, and you can refer friends just like I am doing here. Yes, you can trade XRP, spot, or futures. It is one of the cleanest DEXs that I have seen. I'm really excited to be working with them, guys. Link down in the description. Support me today by taking a look at Apex. I really appreciate it. See you out there. Aloha. No CBDC. I told you this when Trump got elected, or when he actually got voted in. I told you that you're not going to see a CBDC in the United States for the next 4 years, wholesale or retail. And that is the reason. Trump and Republicans are against it. And so, I don't think, the US needs a CBDC at this time because we have the Fed Now system, but I do see eventually we're going to get there. It's going to take some time here. And so Smoke put this out for those who would like to see lines of coding linking XRP to ISO and Swift. Here's direct proof. So, I've seen this before. I thought this was kind of cool to bring back up here. It's RippleNet, description, definitions, ISO, right? And then you have this one over here, or XRP Oracle Service, XRP Payment, XRP Settlement. And this is all through Corda, right? But this is super old. I think does it have a date? I think this is way back when, like 8 years ago or something crazy. Maybe not that long ago. This Bitwise investment report on XRP was a clear, succinct, and relevant description of what drives XRP's value: transaction fees, spam prevention, bridge currency, and liquidity reserve for large scales ecosystems. And so it talks about transaction fees and burning. fee typically around 0.00001 XRP, which is really nothing. And then you have spam prevention. I'm not going to read all this stuff to you guys. I don't want to put you to sleep. We've been having a pretty fun video here. So if you want to take a look, pause it, read that, please do so. Let's go ahead and get over here. Versona has this. Central banks and governments and global financial institutions just proposed a multi-currency payment system for a multipolar world. At the center of it is a neutral bridge asset connecting value across systems. This is confirmation, and that asset is XRP. And so it says a new international monetary order is emerging as the global East and South transition from an unipolar dollar order prevailing since World War II toward a multi-currency mercantilism. I said that wrong. Oh well. This book describes what this transaction is necessary, timely, and the benefits for everyone around the world and the global economy. The chapters cover dollar alternatives, stable transition, no new hegemony, and globalization, accelerations, the Angel paradox, resiliency, stability, and inflation, return of gold, technology and infrastructure, the debt challenge, and better is possible. So we'll get more information on this as the days go on, and I will try to bring you more information as I get it. So here, Michael Saylor says Bitcoin is going to $200 trillion market cap. Let me play it.
So what do we see? We see an industry that's growing from 2 trillion to 200 trillion. When Bitcoin is a $200 trillion asset, what is it? Okay, well, it's still going to be smaller than equity and real estate and bonds. It's just going to be noticeable. It's the emerging global monetary asset. It is digital gold. It is 10 times better than gold, maybe 100 times better than gold. So what do we...
Question for you. If Bitcoin is going to do basically 100x, because you have coin market cap, if you go to Bitcoin's market cap currently sitting at less than 2 trillion, 200 trillion would be a 100x from our current position. That would be basically a $10 million Bitcoin. If we have a $10 million Bitcoin, where do you think the price of XRP is going to be? Exactly. Much higher than it is right now. And then Cryptogary put this out. It's raining all types of first DeFi protocols in the XRP ecosystem. I told you summer of 2025, this was going to be like this, and it's just getting started. I think this is a great deal. Remember, for years, you didn't have developers building on the XRP ledger because they didn't know if the XRP ledger was still going to be there because of the SEC case. You also have some new smart contract functionality that's coming in that is going to allow more DeFi apps and protocols to be built and produced. And all of this is going to require more XRP, more transactions, more volume, which hopefully will lead to more people and more price. A lot of more in there, right? Love it. And then I thought this was great to have at the end here. Quant will provide the programmability layer for the new digital euro ecosystem. We've known this for quite some time. Quant has been working with the Bank of England, the ECB, and a bunch of other countries in Europe on CBDC technology. You could get some interoperability here where you have Quant's programmable layer, and then you might need a settlement asset for cross-border. That could be XRP. It works well with Quant. We'll have to see how all that unfolds. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for being here. If you got any value, please like the video. Please share it with anybody else that you think would get value. And if you're not signed up, or if you're not subscribed to the channel and you keep coming back for content, think about doing that. We're on our way to 100,000. Love to have you on that joyride. I'll see you guys next time. I'm your Crypto Sensei. Aloha.